We're back. We are back here at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, Illinois. I am now joined by Tom Perez, former Labor Secretary under President Obama, senior advisor to President Obama, former chair of the DNC, but joins us in his personal, individual capacity.
Absolutely. It's great to be with you and all of your listeners and viewers.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tom, for joining us. There's been a real energy shift, a real energy boost just within the last 3 weeks. First of all, are you sensing that? And how will the party be able to maintain that energy through November 5th?
Well, the short answer to your question is absolutely. I see it. I've been to somewhere almost 10 places over the last 3 weeks or so, and whether it's rural Maine or the heart of Detroit or the heart of Milwaukee or the heart of Phoenix, the energy's there, the excitement is there,
and the money is there.
And it's manifested in many different ways. And when we talk about money, people immediately think, big donors are giving. Well, yes, there's some big donors who are giving, and we appreciate that. But when you look at the numbers, the number of new small dollar donors, that's a huge part of the fundraising right now. People giving for the first time, $100, $50, $25, and it's remarkable. Volunteer shifts, that's another bellwether we use.
Sure.
And there has been dramatic increase in the number of people volunteering. Some people are knocking doors, some people are making calls, some people are writing postcards, some people are texting. There's so many ways that people can get involved. And for the 76 or so days that remain, it is a marathon sprint, because I think the excitement is very the reason is very clear. We have two candidates in Kamala Harris and Tim Walz who are running to bring out the best in America, who are running to make sure that everyone gets a fair shake, who are running an optimistic campaign of inclusion and opportunity. They're not pitting one group against another. They're not looking for ways to divide and denigrate communities. And they're fighting for freedom, the freedom of women to make choices, the freedom to vote and make sure that vote is counted, the freedom to breathe clean air and clean water, and by making sure we're putting lead-free pipes across America. They're fighting for an America in which we honor, respect, and embrace our immigrant history. We don't pit black people against brown people. We come together. And I think people are sick and tired of the politics of division, and they want leaders who they're going to help them with their pocketbook issues. And Kamala Harris outlined a very explicit program of how to bring down costs, how to go after grocery chains that are profiteering off of people, how to go after unscrupulous lenders. She's got some track record on that.
Right.
And, how to make sure we bring down the cost, continue to bring down the cost of prescription drugs, to make sure that, we have a nation, where everyone gets a fair shake. And that's why I am so excited right now. And we've just got to sustain it. And I was a trial lawyer for a while. And one thing I learned is on a good day in court, you never got too giddy.
Right.
And on a down day in court, you never got too down.
Right.
And that equilibrium served me well in the courtroom. It has frankly served me well in life. And that's what we have to understand. As I think the president said, or the first lady last night, there will be days where, we make a mistake.
Right.
And we can't let that get us too down. And at the moment there are days and weeks actually, and we're into months, where we are articulating a vision that really captures people. And so let's do it together.
When we came out of the Michigan primary, there was a new category or designation for people. There were these dual haters. There were also a large number of undecideds. How now does the Harris Walt's campaign, how does the Democratic Party reach out to those folks, energize those folks, and bring them back into the game?
By articulating that optimistic vision.
Okay.
And that's exactly what's happening. I know I've already been looking at polling, and you see those so-called dual haters who didn't support either of the candidates, and they see in the vice president and Tim Walz, folks who can really articulate a vision of the future.
Okay.
That grabs them, that inspires them.
Okay.
And I think you're going to continue to see that at work. And
Okay.
and again, the polling bears that out. I mean, Donald Trump hasn't been able to figure out. He tries to label everyone.
Right.
And he hasn't been able to do that because you know what? Here's the label for Kamala Harris. She's a fighter. She's fighting for ordinary Americans. She is fighting for decent jobs. She's
Yes.
fighting for women's reproductive health. She's fighting to make sure we reduce violence. She's fighting for equity and inclusion for everyone.
Okay.
And that is, I think, a message that resonates across an ideological spectrum.
Tom Perez, thank you so much for your time. Senior advisor to the President of the United States, but talking to us in his personal
and I am
capacity.
honored to be here in my personal capacity.
Thank you so much for your time. Greatly appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right.
Good to see you.
All right. Folks, we are here. Politics and Color is where you are. We're here at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, Illinois, in the house that Mike built. Stay tuned. Whole lot more